Hi guys. Today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Let's talk about this topic that we don't get to talk about too often. And this topic is about fear. And I hear this pretty often. I hear so many consultants saying, well, I'm not able to post certain things on Facebook because I'm afraid to. Or I don't want to do a video that's live because I'm afraid to. Or I don't want to talk to people because I'm just afraid to. Or I don't want to even open up my kid in front of somebody because I'm afraid to. I don't want to talk to people about the joint opportunity because I'm afraid to. I've heard that so many times. Guys, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm going to give you a little backstory about me. I grew up in a household. I was raised by a single parent, which is my dad. He had a disability. He wasn't able to talk. So we had to learn how to read his lips. My mom had an addiction and she wasn't around. And it was addiction that she really had no control over. And it took me years to understand that. So being an African American, I went to predominantly African American elementary school, predominantly African American high school, predominantly African American junior high. So when I joined Scentsy, my sponsor, she's African American. She and her husband. The whole entire upline, they were all Caucasian. So when I joined Scentsy, my upline didn't really know how to tell me what to do because we were all new. So I decided to just reach out on my own to connect with people that could help me. That's what I do. When I can't figure something out, I'm going to reach out and find some help. That's just the way I am. And I knew that I need to do this because I knew I had to take care of my family. Like I could sit here and not know anything, or I can reach out there to get some help from somebody that could possibly help me. I was so excited, guys, when I joined Scentsy. I remember going to get my business cards, put my picture on my business cards. I also put my picture out there on my website. I was like super excited. So one day, I remember getting a phone call. Oh my gosh, I got this phone call. Well, actually it was a text. I was getting this text from somebody. They were so excited about buying some products from me. And as soon as I called the person, I was super excited to take their order. As soon as I talked to that person, she decided not to place the order. And all I could think about was as soon as she heard my voice, everything changed. Her excitement changed. It was not the same person that I felt like it was through the text. I saw the excitement in the text about buying products, and all of a sudden, when she heard my voice, she decided not to. And I knew what that was all about. I was so crushed. I was so hurt. You know, a lot of times you don't know that everybody's not nice. You expect them to be, but everybody's not nice. So I knew that when she heard this voice, was an African-American voice, that she decided not to buy. I felt some kind of way. So I remember telling my sponsor what happened. He said, okay, take your picture off of your business card, take your picture off of your website. So what I did, I went and got a character. I went and got a character made. If you guys look at my Facebook, if you look at my website, you'll see a character out there. It's not me. I took my picture off of my business cards and put character out there because I didn't want people not to buy from me because of the color of my skin. Now, granted, guys, growing up, I had no friends in other nationalities at all because I grew up in an African American community. That's all I knew. But I always wanted to meet people in other areas. I always did. I always wanted it because I love people. I love people. I don't care. I don't see color when I see people. I see a person. I see a human being. That's what I see. So I went about 48, I think it was 48 when I joined Scentsy. I had no other friends who were Caucasian. I had no Asian friends. I had no Hispanic friends. I wasn't around anybody like that. But now when I went to the university, I did have a lady who reached out to me. She was Caucasian. She was amazing. She knew that I was determined to do my best in that class. She took time out on the weekends after school and worked with me. I loved her. Her name was Linda. Then I also had another person. He was Asian to connect with. He was in dental school and he helped me along the way as well with my school, where his name was Alan. I don't know where they are. I wish I could reach them. They were the only two people who were not African American that I worked close with in all my whole entire life. And then when I joined Scentsy, my daughter's friend, my daughter has a lot of friends who are in various, from other countries. She's totally surrounded by friends who are from everywhere. My daughters, because my daughter's gone to a mixed school, and my son did too, but I didn't. So I met one of my daughter's friends' mom, and we became friends. And she was my first consultant to join, who was Caucasian. She's the first one. And then I guess, so my team was all African American for about a year and a half. It's because I didn't know anybody who was not like me. But let me tell you what I did do, guys, because I wanted to grow my business outside of my community. I went out there on Facebook and I purposely found people who did not look like me, and I sent them friend requests. And they accepted. I just sent random friend requests to people of all nationalities, all races. I started sending random friend requests, and they all accepted. To this day, one of the first persons that responded, her name is Gigi. She's Caucasian. She is amazing. She's been my customer forever. She loved me, and I love her too. So she's the first person to respond to me when I sent that random friend request to buy something. So all these people who started buying from me were people I did not know. If I had allowed fear to enter this situation, I wouldn't have grown my business the way it has. I would not have connected with these most amazing team members and customers from all over the globe. I wouldn't if I had allowed fear to hold me back. Now, I remember when I came back from Texas, coming from one of Scentsy's family reunions, I ran to what she's a team member now. She joined Scentsy. But when I found her in the airport, I handed her a sample, and she told me about a fundraiser at the school. So when I went to the school to do the presentation, I had never done it before. I was super freaking out scared. And I went to reaching out to people again, asking for help. Like, how can I get through this? What if I allowed fear to kick in? I wouldn't have done that presentation. I wouldn't have gotten that best fundraiser that I got when I got it. When I got over there, I did that fundraiser, got a new team member to join on the spot. She was Caucasian. She actually promoted to director in 23 days, guys, from that fundraiser. It was a school, big school fundraiser. She promoted to director in 23 days. So when she promoted to director in 23 days, I promoted to star director. Because I was so into getting out of my own way. I wanted to get out of my way because I was afraid. I was afraid to step out there. I didn't know how people would receive me. I didn't know that they would like me, because I thought about that phone call that I received, that phone call that I placed, and the ladies did not buy from me. What if I had allowed that to stay in me? I did not. Okay. So my goal and my dream was to always grow my business to the point where I would have men on my team, people with disabilities, Caucasian, Asian, all other races, Hispanics. Okay, I wanted everybody. I wanted to have a big family of various people. That's what I wanted. People in other countries, I wanted that. I dreamed of that always. And I got it because I've got so many people on my team from all walks of life. And we learn from each other. But what if I had been fearful of reaching out like that to meet people who were not in my circle? What if I decided not to do that because I'm afraid to step out there? What if I had done that? Now, something else I got to say, guys. When I thought Joanne Scentsy, after I got that part down, I still wouldn't do videos. And I wouldn't do videos, guys, because I was afraid that people would not buy from me. If I put my face out there on YouTube, I didn't think people would support my business. When I first started doing my YouTube videos, guys, I had voiceovers. I actually reached out to somebody who was not me to do voiceovers. And I'll never forget when they did this for me, they said, well, you want your voice to be in? I said, no, don't put my voice out there. You put my voice out there, people may not buy from me. So if you go back to the beginning of my YouTube videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. You will not see my face. You'll see images going across, and it was somebody else's voice. It was not my voice. I was so afraid that people would say no. But one day I woke up and I said, I'm going to do this. 6 years later, I did. And when I did that, it's like the gates opened up for me. Opportunity flew open for me. I started recruiting like crazy. My numbers started soaring. People started buying from me more because I got out of my own way. That particular year when I opened the door to go live and started putting myself out there on a regular basis, I was known for going live all the time. That first year, I recruited 76 people. The next year, I recruited 88 people. And then last year, I recruited 99. Don't tell me that if you stay where you are, you won't grow, guys. Let me tell you what I am afraid of. Let me tell you guys what I am afraid of. I'm afraid of being broke. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of being broke. I don't want to be broke. That's my fear, is being broke. My fear is no longer getting my face out there. No longer. My fear is not getting out there and pushing and giving it my 150%. I don't have that fear anymore. Because one thing I've learned is that some will buy, some will not. That's okay. Find those that will. Everybody's not going to say yes, but that's okay too. It gives me that motivation to keep going. So today is the day that you need to break out of whatever fear you have. Because if you're having to live from payday to payday, guys, I don't want to be there anymore. I've been there. I had to sit there and get a bill and put it to the side and wait on payday. I don't want to keep living like that. So the fear should be for you not to stay where you are. If you're having trouble being able to pay for something that comes up all of a sudden, you need to get out of your own way. You need to step out there, guys. The fear should be not being where you are. What you want to do is to write down your goal and say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. That's what you should be saying yourself. You should stop saying, well, I don't want to talk to that person because I'm afraid. I don't know what to say. Guys, be you. Don't be anybody else. Be you. You know more about this than they do. Talk about your experience. Talk about why you did this. Talk about your favorite scent. Get a conversation going, guys. It's not that hard. I've heard so many people say, oh my gosh, you can go in there and just recruit somebody walking in the door. It's because I got confidence. I got confidence, guys. So you got to gain that confidence. I got confidence that somebody's going to join my team. My goal a long time ago was to get at least 2 people to join my team every month and to have 2,000 PRV every month. That was my goal from long time ago, from like back in 2012. I have not missed a beat since then, guys. That's what you got to do. You got to gain that confidence that you can do hard things. And Scentsy, to me, guys, is not a hard thing. I love Scentsy. Scentsy is so easy. But it's what you tell yourself. If you tell yourself it's hard, it will be hard. That means you're not going to do anything if it's hard. You know, nobody wants to do hard stuff. Make it fun. When you make it fun, people want to be a part of that. I've heard people say, you know what? I can sell, but don't nobody want to join my team. But then you got to say to yourself, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Let me figure this thing out. Like now, right now, I'm not recruiting the number of people that I normally do. But that's okay. I'm still working. Everybody's not going to say yes all the time. Sometimes it come all at once. Guys, behind the scene, you could bet that I've talked to hundreds of people before they say yes. So if I get 10 people to join at one time, you better know I talked to 200 people, okay? I didn't just talk to 10 people. I talked to 200 people. You got to talk to a lot of people just to get one sometimes. And I've heard people say, well, I can't get parties, but it's because you ain't asked enough people. Are you allowing yourself to be out there to show how passionate you are about what you do. Somebody sent me a message the other day. I didn't know her. She sent me a message and told me she'd been following me on Facebook, following me on YouTube. And she said, I've done so many things and things are just not happening for me. But what tips can you offer? And the first thing I look at whenever somebody come to me and they ask me that, I always look at their Facebook page. To me, guys, your Facebook page is a platform for people to know a little bit about you. I can tell a lot about a person by looking at their Facebook page. So when I looked at her Facebook page, the first thing I noticed is that she did not have a picture of herself. And I looked further, I didn't see anything Scentsy at all on her Facebook page. So I went back to her, and this is what I said to her. I said, looking at your Facebook page, I will tell you, first of all, I would not buy from you, and I wouldn't want to join your team. And I told her why. I said, because you come across as being somebody that I don't know, that I don't want to get to know, and you look like a spammer, is what I told her. That's how her page looked. I said, you need to work on that page so people can know that they can trust you. If people don't feel like they can trust you, they're not going to want to connect with you. So that's the first thing I told her. I said, don't take an offense to what I'm saying, because people came to me with constructive criticism. So if you want to grow in your business, be prepared to accept constructive criticism. Don't take it personally. I know, because people came to me early on and told me, one guy told me this. He said, I noticed this about you when you go live. Your eyes are dangling all over the place. You don't even look at the camera. You're looking all over the place. It's because I didn't have the confidence. But he brought it to my attention. So since he brought it to my attention, I made sure I find something to focus on. Like, what am I going to focus on when I do this live video so I won't be looking all over the place? And one other thing he told me, he said, your fingernails look terrible. At the time they did. He said, you use your hands so much. You're doing demonstrations. Do something to your fingernails. So I did. I started doing something to my fingernails. So it's stuff like that. If somebody brings something to your attention, don't take it personally. Just know that they're helping you. They're helping you. You're in that developmental stage, right? So I've learned so much from so many people, guys. I didn't have any confidence whatsoever when I joined Scentsy. I was like, lack of confidence. Let me tell you guys something else that I did when I joined Scentsy. When I used to work my events, I worked a lot of events where these were not African-American events that I worked. They were predominantly Caucasian events that I worked. I would actually ask one of my Caucasian team members to go there with me because I had this fear that people would not buy from me because of the color of my skin. I did. I went through that. And I remember one time being at the booth, and somebody came to the booth and asked my team member, she was Caucasian, questions. I had already answered it, but they obviously didn't trust me. So they went to her to ask. And she turned around and said, well, she knows more because she's my leader. So the person couldn't say nothing. So I felt some kind of way about that. But after that event, guess what, guys? I didn't worry about it anymore. I didn't worry about it. I put myself out there on faith. I got the confidence. I know we got the most amazing products, high quality products. And I know what I know. I didn't worry about that. So I go out there, guys. I connect with people. Because one thing about it, if people like you, they trust you, they don't care what you look like. They don't care where you come from. It took me a minute to figure that out. But one thing I know is that I love people. And I love people. Doesn't matter what color you are, what size you are, what gender you are, what your religion is, what sports what teams you like, what political views you have. I mean, I just love people, period. So guys, if you have a fear, get out of your own way. Nobody's holding you back but you. I know this. I lived it. I know, guys, I lived it. I don't no longer have fear of going live. I no longer have fear of being out there on YouTube. I have a lot of YouTube videos. I didn't realize how often and how much my videos made a difference in somebody's life. I read a post today on Facebook where somebody was saying something about how they have connected with me on YouTube, how it's really changed their life. I had no idea. that I'm connecting with people all over the globe. And this is one thing about me, guys. I've gone to so many people asking for help. I don't mind asking for help, guys. What's the worst thing that can happen to you if you ask for help? The worst thing that can ever happen is to say no. That's okay. You go find somebody else say yes. So I ask questions all the time. But whatever I learn, I'm going to bring it back. So I give a whole lot. So guys, it's kind of like when you go somewhere and you see these little tabs, they say give one, take one, give. I've seen this somewhere. I don't know what it is. Like you give one, take one kind of situation. So that's how I am. If I'm going to take something, I'm going to give something. So if I learned something, I'm going to bring it back to you guys. Another team member sent me a message yesterday, and she was talking about the PRV club. She said, whose responsibility is it to shout me out or to shout anybody out? It is nobody's responsibility, guys, to shout you out. If you want to shout yourself out, guys, do it yourself. You want to shout out, do it yourself. Don't wait on anybody else. It's nobody's responsibility to shout you out. I don't have anybody to shout me out. So I shout my own self out. I do. I shout my own self out, guys. So you see something that you've done that you won't put out there, shout your own self out. Don't wait on somebody to do it. It's a great thing if somebody else does it, but don't wait on that. Shout your own self out. Go out there on Facebook and say, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. This is what I did. That's what I do. So I want you guys to do it. Get out of your own way. Don't allow fear to hold you back. Don't allow fear to keep you broke. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Fear will keep you where you are. You will not grow. You will not progress. Whatever amount of income you won't get there if you have this fear. If you're going through something, guys, let people know about it. That's what I do. When I'm going through something, my kids going through something, I need prayer, I'm going to ask people to help pray for me and my family. If you're going through something, and when people say, what can I do to help you? Oh my gosh, I'm glad you asked. Can you share my Facebook post? Can you share my link? Because this is how I support my family. Don't be afraid to ask. For those people who are afraid to ask, they're always going to be right where they are. So guys, get out of your own way. You got this. You are awesome like this, and you got to believe that. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter what your views are politically. It doesn't matter what your religious views are. Guys, I'm telling you, get out of your own way. Get out of your own way and just go do it. Believe in you. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you're the best. I took baby steps now. When I first went live, I'm not going to tell no lie. I flipped the camera around because I didn't want to see myself. I did. I took it in little steps like that. I flipped that camera around. Then eventually I turned it around on me. I took baby steps. But you got to start somewhere. Okay, guys. Love you so much. And I just want to hear back from you. Let me know how things are going when you get out of your own way. Okay, guys. Take care. Bye.